You ever stop and think about what a single day really holds? I mean, yeah, there's your to-do list, your schedule, all that stuff. But we're going to peel back the layers of what seems like a totally ordinary date, January 15th, and uncover some incredible stories hidden just beneath the surface.
And our story starts with this feeling, right here. We're in Hastings, Minnesota, on what the source calls the kind of day where the Mississippi River looks extra January serious. You know that feeling? It's cold, it's still, it feels like a completely normal, maybe even forgettable Thursday. But, as we're about to find out, it's anything but.
So, to really get a handle on this January serious day, let's start with the here and now. What does this particular January 15th actually look and feel like for the folks in Hastings? Well, the weather forecast gives us the very first layer of our story.
Okay, just look at that temperature range. A high of 28 and a low of 27. I mean, that basically means one thing. It's going to be that consistent, biting kind of cold all day long. And yeah, there's a little 30% chance of snow midday. But the real show, that 80% chance, that's holding off until tonight.
You can just picture this day, right? You wake up, it's gray, it's cold, but it's calm. Then around lunchtime, you might see a few flakes floating around. The source calls it an audition, which I love. But the main event, the snow that might actually stick, that's waiting until after dark. It's a day of quiet anticipation.
And this is where it gets real. This is how we turn those numbers into actual life. A forecast like this isn't just data. It's the reason you grab your good gloves, It's why you start thinking, maybe I should leave a little earlier for work tomorrow. And maybe, just maybe, you scrape that windshield before calling it a night. It's just simple, practical stuff for an ordinary day.
Okay, so we've got our ordinary day all mapped out. It's cold, it's gray, there's a little snow on the way, but this is where things get really fascinating. What happens if we peel back the calendar? What other stories does this exact date have to tell? Let's zoom out from this one forecast in Hastings and see what we find. And here's our roadmap for this little trip through time. We are about to jump from a pretty violent street brawl in the 1800s to a birth that would literally change the course of American history all the way to the dawn of a digital revolution. And all of it happened on a January 15th.
All right, our first stop takes us way, way back. But we're staying right here in Minnesota, back when it was still a wild, untamed territory.
So picture this. It's 1851. The editor of the Minnesota Pioneer, a guy named James Goodhue, writes something nasty about his rival, Joseph Cooper. But, instead of filing a lawsuit, they decide to just settle things with their fists and a lot more, right out in the middle of the street.
And get this, the outcome is just absolutely wild. It's a full-on brawl. Goodhue gets stabbed, Cooper gets shot, and they both survive. They just walk away. It's such a raw, unbelievable snapshot of how things were handled back in the Minnesota Territory, all happening on the very same calendar day we're talking about now. Crazy. All right, now let's leave that frontier brawl behind and jump forward about 80 years. The focus is about to shift dramatically. We're going from a local dust-up to a moment of huge national and even global importance. On this exact same day, January 15th, just a different year, one of the most important figures of the entire 20th century was born. I mean, the contrast is just staggering, right? From a forgotten street fight to a birth that would echo through history. This was the beginning of a life that was dedicated to nonviolent change. A life whose impact would totally reshape the fabric of the United States. It just adds this incredible layer of weight and meaning to what otherwise might just be another cold day in January. So, for our final stop, we're going to leap forward again, right into the modern era, to an event that changed how all of us find information. We went from a fight to a birth, and now to a worldwide digital creation.
So what's this number all about? 25. Well, this is a big milestone, because in 2026, the project that was born on this date, January 15th, 2001, is going to celebrate its 25th birthday. So what is it?
That's right, Wikipedia, the place we all go to settle bets with our friends, to dive down some bizarre internet rabbit hole at 2 a.m., or to win that trivia night. It was launched on January 15th, and it created this global, collaborative encyclopedia that just fundamentally changed how we all learn. So let's bring this all back home. We started with a simple weather forecast, and we've traveled all through time. So what have we really learned about this one single day? Well, January 15th is all of these things, all at the same time. It's the immediate, physical feeling of a cold day in Hastings. It's the chaotic energy of a duel in a frontier town. It's the profound hope that comes with the birth of a great leader. And it's the collaborative spirit of a digital revolution. They're all just stacked right on top of each other, coexisting on the very same spot on the calendar.
And that's really the whole point, isn't it? Every single day, no matter how boring or mundane it feels, is like a time capsule. It holds all these stories of conflict, of creation, of incredible change. It really makes you wonder, what surprising stories are hiding out in your Tuesday, or your Friday, or your own completely ordinary day?